Thank you for joining me back for another vibrant episode of Triumphant Trauma Tales. I, your host Reese, have the lovely Regina Hiremath here, a speaker, blogger, coach, and mom extraordinaire, here to share her very own healing journey. How are you doing today, Regina?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And yourself, Reese?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
Feel free to provide as much backstory as you'd like, but where did your own healing journey begin?
My own healing journey began when I filed for divorce. Yeah, that's that was the time for it to all tumble down and be taken apart and put back together in the right way.
That is a big one. And that's a big one that's often not spoken about. Like even myself, we weren't legally married, but I had a long-term partnership and we separated that changed my life permanently in initially some really harsh ways, but then for the better. Like it lit my life on fire like a shooting star where the sky was the limit again.
Right?
What was that like for you?
It was absolutely amazing because prior to that time, I had been walking around on this earth loaded with trauma that started at the age of 7. And year after year, I piled on more and more and more. And there was something about turning 50, having this amazing party with all of my friends and family that just put me onto the path of realizing that I was unhappy and what it was going to take for me to get to my happy self.
That was a loaded party. Be, being around your friends, around a milestone birthday, and going, no, this is not it.
This is not it. Everyone was there happy and celebrating. And I was too, because, like you said, that is a huge milestone. But deep down inside, I was carrying so much that it kept me from being truly happy in that moment.
Well, I'm really proud of you for choosing the higher path and to heal and to choose what set you free. Because so many people choose to stay just to maintain like a societal norm in that, oh, well, they were married for however long and they looked happy on the outside. No, no, we want you to be happy and thriving on the inside too.
Right. I think fear keeps people stuck.
It
People are
really does.
terribly afraid of the unknown. And I am now just like, that's like a signal for me. If I'm afraid of it and really don't understand why, then let's jump into that.
I love your take on that because I'm very similar. It's like, no, if I'm afraid of this for no reason, I have to go and try.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it was no, like maintain the status quo, pretend to be happy, and then eventually it broke. And then I personally got to fall in love with myself again and rebuild everything that, like yourself, the childhood trauma and then, the partnership that wasn't working. I had to come back from that. But you understand that journey very intimately because
Oh,
I'm talking to a woman that's sitting here smiling and glowing today. I wouldn't look at you walking down the street and go, oh no, she had a terrible past. No, like you look joyous and fulfilled.
thank you. I like to look way better than what it is that I've been through. Yeah.
What were the pivotal moments after the separation that actually like helped you ignite your healing?
I would have to say that I used various things to help me move past my my trauma. Initially, I just started walking because it was during COVID and we were stuck in the house together. So I started walking a lot. It was like a time to clear my head, a time to call my friends on the phone and chat. And before I knew it, I was walking like 2 to 3 hours a day. And then I would I would go into my closet because I didn't like anyone to see my sadness or my tears. And I would just stretch out across my floor and I would just cry and cry. And then there were times in the middle of the night where I would turn on my favorite music and I would dance and sing. And I would work out and I would arrange like virtual happy hours with my friends because once I moved out, it wasn't like people with COVID surging, it wasn't like people were just gonna pop by my home. And I had all these people surrounding me. I was kind of like left on an island and had to find a way to stay connected. So I would arrange virtual happy hours just to talk with my friends and see them. And I found places that had patios, and I would go there and just be and hang out and talk with other people, but just whatever. I started journaling a lot because I needed to express the feelings and things that I was having, and that actually led me to creating a divorce blog.
That is so powerful. And even the crying in your closet. I much prefer the utility room. That is my chosen crying place, no matter where I'm living. But you gave yourself the ability to feel both the heartbreak and all the turmoil, but then still make room for the joy, the excitement, and you were smart during COVID in making sure that you didn't isolate yourself further than necessary. Like
Right.
that was brilliant. Me and my friends would actually get online, and one of the friends had a set of Cards Against Humanity. And once a week, six of us would hop online and they would deal the cards as if we were actually playing them. And we would virtually play Cards Against Humanity and laugh until we were crying. It's like, yep, we're isolated, we're stuck in our houses, but we're not gonna suffer.
Right. I knew that was an important part of the journey for me to protect my mental health and not to further isolate. And I had people saying, "You need to stay in. You need to." I said, "No. What's most important right now for me is for me to protect my mental health. So if going out of my house is going to help me, then I'm going to do that because there's no point in me staying in and losing it."
Well, exactly. And especially something like walking. Like, no, we all needed that during the pandemic. We've all seen the statistics on the weight gain and the substance increase
Right.
use.
Right.
And it's
I
like,
lost
no,
30 pounds.
right? I think I did too. I gained it back later through stress, but and then I lost it again after the separation. It was like, no, we separated, and then I got skinny like I was in high school. It's like, oh, sorry, I know you missed that body. But more so, it's like, hey, had I done this healing, maybe we would still be together. Not that I want to be, but maybe had I healed, there could have been a different outcome. Again, still don't want it, but like I'm much happier with my new partner.
Right.
But
Good for
it's
you.
it's allowing that time to heal. Like after my story, I never thought I would let a man love me again. And for 2 years, I've had one that cherishes every little sensitivity about me. Like loves when at the end of the day, when I'm done doing business and boss babes stuff, I'm just a sensitive little ball. And you're like, no, no, he is very happily that safe space for me to just exist in that, okay, I'm overwhelmed. Just hug me. It's not fix me, it's just observe me and cherish me for where I am.
Right. Whole space for me. Yeah.
Wow. And have you written a book yet with that lovely divorce blog that I'm sure is changing hundreds of women's lives?
I have, I have, this was my survivor's memoir, Lessons on the Way to Onesome. It's my journey of healing and self-discovery through divorce. And it was so important for me to peel back the layers of my life starting at the age of 7. I go back to probably 4 or 5 years old and kind of sift through all of those years for all of the trauma and things that occurred and how that shaped me coming into early adulthood and where I went from there in terms of meeting what I believe to be the love of my life, only to discover after my divorce that I was married to a narcissist for 23 years and a victim of domestic violence. I come from the quiet side of DV in that my abuse was financial, verbal, and emotional. So there was a lot there
Mhm.
for me to unearth and kind of take a look at how it was all interconnected, much like a spider web. And the choices that I made and the things that I did because of everything that I had been through. But it was an amazing journey for me in terms of my healing because I understood every decision that I made. And because of that, I could shape and change the way that I think and what I want and how I want it to move forward with my life.
Right? See, and I hate that we call that the silent side of DV because just because there weren't marks, like that there
Yeah,
were so many layers to
yeah,
the psychological, pardon my language, mind fuck that was going on there
yeah,
because that like there was so much control
right,
and the pressure you felt every day to like perform and maintain a
right,
facade even
right,
before you knew that you were doing it.
right.
It's
When
like
I speak, the title of my talk is Shattered Without a Mark.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it's so deep because it's women like you that are lighting the path for people not just going through the same things, but even going through different types or levels of abuse that are saying, oh my gosh, look at Regina. If she did it, I can get out too.
right.
Like you're out here speaking and writing and coaching and inspiring generations to come.
That's interesting when I consider all that I've been through and what I've had to endure. But then to be able to flip that upside down and become a beacon it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
It, yeah, it is. I because we're out here living the path of healing. And it's not that there's a singular way, but it's that there are countless ways you can choose to heal and reclaim your pieces and basically kitsugi your life back together
Right,
like Japanese pottery in that no, let's mend it with gold and let's become the best versions of what we lost and what we have now.
Absolutely. Become your better self, become stronger than you were before.
Exactly. Like now, I'm working on becoming my nicest self because sometimes my business partner still says I'm a cow.
Yeah, we go through, along this healing journey, we discover so much about ourselves, but it makes us hyper aware and so much willing to work on those pieces of ourselves that we want to improve so that we become the best versions of ourselves.
Right? Well, and sometimes in that constant drive to become your best self, you forget to actually look around and enjoy or even acknowledge like how far you've come. Like
Right.
I laugh till I cry every day, and I sing and I dance and I run and I take myself to comedy shows when my partner's not in town. And I go live life by myself, even though I have a someone. I never would have done that with my ex.
Yeah.
I would have hid from the world because I didn't want anyone to know what was going on.
Right. I've learned to, just yesterday, I went to a restaurant by myself and the manager came over and he's like, I see you here sometimes by yourself. And I said, yes, I got divorced 3.5 years ago. And ever since then, whatever I want to do, I do with someone or by myself. It doesn't matter. I travel alone. 2 years ago, was super proud of myself. I wanted to take an international trip somewhere with my passport alone. And so I flew out of Tijuana and headed down to Cancun for a long weekend, all by myself at a time when things were a little crazy down there. So of course I had my friends and family terrified. So once I reached the resort, I was like, okay, I'm in, I'm safe. Like I'm shutting off my phone. I'm going to live my life.
Right?
Yeah,
And it's even powerful that we do that because again, other women see us alone. And it's not because we're seeking attention, it's because we're choosing to just embrace and enjoy life.
right.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I went and I grabbed dinner after a comedy show. Surprise, surprise. Um, and these young men, I would say they weren't much older than 20, decided to start checking me out and approaching my table. And with my eyes and my face alone, I had to show them that that was not okay. And like when I gave them the look of no, do not approach me, they nodded, they bowed out, and they went back to their tables. And it was like, thank you for respecting that. No, I don't want to be flirted with by you. Your prefrontal cortex hasn't developed yet.
Right. Stay in your lane.
Exactly. Like I have youth that call me mom that are older than you. That's not okay.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah,
no,
I
that
love
gets
this journey.
uncomfortable. And it's becoming and really getting to know yourself again. Like
Right.
in that marriage, did you know yourself as intimately as you do now?
Oh no, not at all. I write about it in my book in that I feel like the last 5 years, I'm living a life knowing myself, knowing what I want for the first time in my life. Like I feel like I was just born 5 years ago. Like I'm ready to go off to kindergarten.
And I love that you
I'm
say
so
that
excited.
because
I'm like a big kid.
yeah, it like rebirth, big time. And and not to be like philosophical, but some people might even say like a phoenix. It's like, no, you rose from the ashes of your own hellscape And now you really have access to all of the spice of life.
Right.
And and you can see it in the twinkle in your eyes. No, no, this woman has healed and reclaimed herself. She is glowing, folks. I know you guys don't get to see her face, but just imagine.
Yeah, I'm just every day I wake up more and more grateful for the opportunity to just be me, to be who I want to be, to do what I want to do and how I want to do it, and to make a mistake and to say it's okay and move on and just live life like I have never lived it before. It is just it's like the best. It's like Christmas every day.
It really is. Like I don't cry over spilled milk anymore. And I wake up every day and I go, what do I have to do? But then on top of that, what do I want to do?
Right,
It's like we're not chained down anymore.
right,
If even the partner I do have, it's like, no, babe, go be free. Go do everything that sets you on fire. Write a new book. Go record that album. Just decide to start a new podcast. Like go do whatever. It's it's like I'm unchained and that's weird, but it's lovely.
yeah. It's a
Like
great
I
feeling.
we're not walking around asking for permission anymore.
Right,
And that is one of the best gifts of healing, is because you're not asking your broken inner child self or your vengeance teenage self or even your ex-spouse. It's just no, what do I want with this life that's gonna set
right,
me on fire
right,
and make sure that I have really good stories to tell on my deathbed?
right. Absolutely. I love I love my newfound freedom, but it is because you're used to being chained, as you say, it's a daily struggle to stay free.
Mhm. And
And that's, I work on that. Like, yeah, you don't need to be tangled up with that. You don't need to be tied down to that.
well, exactly. You could
Yeah,
have a lover if you want and not a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Like you can choose relationships however you want now, when and if you're ready. I even tell my current partner, it's that no, if one day I find a better fit than you, I love you, but babe, you either have to accept that that person would be a part of my life and you'd be okay with that or not.
right,
Because I
right.
I've also seen in, my own take, but the problems that toxic monogamy caused in my generational trauma in my own family, where it's that no, had you allowed or they allowed their partner to get what they needed outside the marriage when they needed it occasionally and safely within rules, they wouldn't have destroyed entire people. And if you look at all of our tribal cultures, like my indigenous and all of that, we were all non-monogamous before Christianity rolled through. Like before the
Mhm.
current colonization of the world, there was a lot more freedom to love who you loved.
Right,
And like, yeah, you can still choose monogamy, but I'm glad that the world is in a way where we're allowing women to just be who they want to be. If a woman wants to be single for the rest of her days, that's okay.
absolutely.
And let's go
Exercising
have
your
dinner with
freedom.
her because she's probably a lot of fun.
I'm tons of fun now. I like hanging out with me.
Right.
My
And
friends do too.
and that's the biggest thing that like healing and leaving gives you is that you turn out to heal and love the quality time that you spend with yourself. Like my me time is a non-negotiable in my relationship. It's like, no, babe, I need time with me right now. I love you, but I gotta make sure that I love me, so I need 2 hours
Right.
to read
I
or
call it a
journal,
meeting with myself
right?
because I need to understand what it is that I need. And I don't need anyone's input in that. I want to decide how my life uh, it could be, could be just trying or doing something different without someone else trying to push me into something. No, I'm going to sit here with me and my thoughts and come up with what works best for my life in this time, in this moment. I'm going to hold space for myself.
See, and I love that because every day when after I eat my breakfast and I'm enjoying a few cups of tea, I sit there with whatever music I actually like feel fits for the day, and I just sort through my thoughts. It's a no, where's my head at? Because if you know where you're at before your day starts, the whole day is easier.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I'm in my feelings about this today. Well, then I need to be kinder to myself. Or I feel really lit up today. Okay, well, I should do all the things I don't want to do because I'm already in a good mood.
Right. Absolutely.
But what are some words of advice that you would give anyone that's ready to start their healing or your younger self?
Um, it would simply be that you matter and you're important and what you need and what you want is important. And don't let your fear or your fears of the unknown keep you from advancing and doing what's best in your life. Everything that you want and need is going to show up. Every time you pick up your foot and put it down, it's going to land somewhere. You just have to be confident in that and take the first step and just keep going.
That is insanely powerful. It's definitely obvious that you speak for a living doll. Where can our listeners connect with you?
Okay, I'm on, well, first of all, I have my blog, Alimonia Life, ALIMONIALIFE.com. That's my divorce blog. You'll find my book and the divorce blog post there. I'm on Facebook as Regina Hiremath, motivational speaker, and lessons on the way to onesome. I'm on Instagram under onesome book. Come follow me, chat with me,
Right.
get to know me and what I'm
And
doing.
and of course, I will have all of your links down below so that they're clickable and everyone can go and cyberstalk and love up on you everywhere.
Come on in, come on in. It's a safe space.
Thank you so much for taking the time to have this incredibly heartfelt and joyous conversation today, Regina.
Thank you, Reese, for having me on. I've enjoyed it as well.